Everyone. So today I decided to watch Beetlejuice for the first time ever after I had played an original table uh, on VPX, which was really cool. That finally convinced me, I really have to watch it. I've been meaning to watch it for a long time. It's been on my watch list. A lot of you guys have recommended me to watch it, and so I figured this was the best time. So let's talk about it for a bit. Beetlejuice was released in 1988, so we're kind of going back in time to the late 80s here, which I love. I've been playing pinball tables from the late 80s, watching movies from the late 80s. It's awesome. I just love it. I feel like I've really gone back in time and relived the past. When I was a kid, I remember seeing this cover art, at Blockbuster, the video store near me. It would always have, I remember when this would always be on the shelf. I remember seeing the cover, the posters. But amazingly enough, I had not seen this movie until a couple hours ago. But as some of you may know, this movie was directed by Tim Burton, and I've been watching a lot of Tim Burton films, and I absolutely love the direction he, his style, his taste in production. I just love it. It's the thing I like about Tim Burton from what I've seen. I've seen Beetlejuice now, Sweeney Todd. What else did I see from Tim Burton? What else did I see? I saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from Tim Burton as well. I saw Alice in Wonderland, Corpse's Bride. Just trying to think of anything else I've seen. I've probably seen a lot more. The Addams Family, right? Was that by Tim Burton? I don't know if it was, but it was just, I think Tim Burton had a part in that. I don't know. But suffice to say, I've seen a lot of Tim Burton films lately, and I think what I like most about him is his style. Is he kind of, in all of his movies, he kind of has the same style, the art style, the music style. I think the score is, a lot of his movies, the music is by Danny Elfman. So a lot of the things he uses in his movies that makes his movies great is that he uses the same music producers. He uses a lot of the same actors. And I just saw Batman. What am I forgetting? I just saw Batman from 1989 with Tim Burton. So that's, I think, one of the biggest things that makes his what makes him such a great director is that he can use what works. So he uses great, music. Danny Elfman. He uses great actors. He casts great actors. In Beetlejuice, you have Michael Keaton, who played Beetlejuice. He was in Batman. You have Winona Ryder, who was in Edward Scissorhands. Who else was that? Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin was decent in this. I don't think he was great, but I think it was nice to see, what's her face, Catherine O'Hara from Home Alone. So basically, the theme behind Beetlejuice is that there's a couple who is about to get married, and they settled in this really big mansion. And the mansion reminds me a lot of the mansion in Addams Family, and I'm not sure if that is on purpose or what. Maybe someone can tell me. But so basically, this new couple is moving to this mansion, and they get into an accident where they drown, and so now you have another, and they turn into ghosts, right? They turn into ghosts, and so now you have this other couple moving in, and the couple that just that died and were turned into ghosts, they don't want that. They want to have this house for themselves, and so that's where it kind of takes place in. So Beetlejuice was one of the biggest successes commercially. It had a budget of $15 million. It grossed about $75 million. It won a lot of awards for best makeup, Best Supporting Actress. And not only that, but this film also spawned an animated television series, video games, and a musical as well. And so I think I did see the Beetlejuice TV series a long time ago, but it makes me want to watch it now because it was also directed by Tim Burton himself. And so it ran for 4 seasons, and the fourth season had 65 episodes. That's amazing. So it ran from 1989, a year after it released the movie, and then till 1991. I'm curious to know if you guys have seen the show. I'm very familiar with it, but it's been a long time. So what I liked about this movie was, I mean, it holds up well. I mean, I think it looked really great. I was watching, high definition version of it, but I think it still looks great. And I just love the lighting. I love the scenery. I love the gimmicks that Tim Burton used in the film, where you were at parts, you were in that model town, right, that you see in the beginning, and then at other parts you're not. You're in the real world, quote unquote real world, right? And then when they leave the house, they're in this another world, right? And so this film really gets you into like a whimsical kind of Tim Burton escape fantasy land. But my all-time favorite scene in this movie was the part where, the couple finds out they're already dead. So they go to the caseworkers, and they enter that clinic where they have to wait for the caseworkers, and you see all these, these funny looking, like, deformed, like, afterlife bodies, where you have a guy who was run over by like a bus and he's all flat. There's a person with a small head, like a miniature head. You got football players that are like acting all dumb. I love that. And then, so it's this really cool way of kind of looking at, in a comedic fashion, life, merging the underworld with the living world, and that kind of interaction that is, spawned between, the living and the dead, right? And so I kind of saw that interaction in another Tim Burton film, The Corpse's Bride, kind of played on that as well. But I just love the lighting. I laughed at times. There was a little bit of like a little of a spook sometimes, but not too many. And I just, for me, I don't know I don't think Beetlejuice himself was really like the main focus, even though you thought it would be. I think the main focus was really more on the couple, which I think was a good job, because, if the main focus were Beetlejuice, it might not have been as great. But I really like how the main focus, was in the movie was on these two, on this couple here. Had a lot of great scenes. I never knew it was Michael Keaton until Cinemod Studios told me in a comment. So it really feels good to visit these movies that I haven't seen, to catch up on my movie, on movies in general. I'd like to be able to say, hey, I've seen that movie. And I think movies and pop culture are important. I mean, I think to be able to relate to movies that are cult classics or classics in general are really great for, conversation pieces and just to experience it. I mean, I'm going to be watching movies, a lot of the ones that you guys have recommended me, but also ones that maybe are not seen as cult classics. And just, movies are a great experience all around. And just talking about the film, what I like, what I don't like, or what I did like about it. There's so much to talk about within film, and I've been enjoying talking to you guys and having that dialogue about different films. So I want to know what you think about this movie. I want to hear your opinions. What was your favorite part, or maybe some things you didn't like? But I read on the Wikipedia there's a sequel that was officially announced on May 10th of 2023. So just a couple months ago, right? And the Beetlejuice 2 is set to release in theaters on September 6th, 2024. So that's next year, right? And it's also going to be directed by Tim Burton. Michael Keaton is going to be back there again. And apparently Catherine O'Hara as well. And then you're going to have Jenna Marie Ortega as Lydia Dietz's daughter. Oh man, that sounds very interesting. That, and when I was thinking about that, I was thinking when I was looking at Lydia Dietz, the character as played by Winona Ryder, I was thinking of Wednesday as well. So now that she's going to be in this, so this looks pretty exciting. Beetlejuice 2. Are you guys aware that there's a Beetlejuice 2? I mean, this is crazy. Just in time to see the first one, So, guys, I'll keep it here. Thank you for listening to me and talk about Beetlejuice, the movie, the film. I want to check out the cartoon. I mean, I think the cartoon was great from what I can remember. I definitely don't even remember a lot of it. I probably saw an episode or two. But, check out my video on the Beetlejuice original VPX, which is really nice. A nice ode to the movie. Really great. And now I understand the playfield art, I know that scene from the movie now, which was a pretty funny scene. So, until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care and happy Halloween.